And we're back with Foodie again. Um, Yesterday she went live twice. The first one was only about 3 minutes long. 2.5 minutes of it was a black screen and silence with a lot of buffering. When it did come on, she was like, "Guys, I'm raising money for fall content." Um, and the chat was not having it. I wanted to cover this when it was happening last night, but I kept waiting for the chat replay to upload on that first one. She turned it off because the comments were so bad, and she has now deleted that stream. And I think she deleted it for a very specific reason. And so I want us to go and look. She is always trying to convince us that Salah is this wealthy businessman and that, they need nothing, they want nothing. And all of her money that she makes on YouTube strictly goes to her and what she wants to do. Well, I think she's wanting to travel. I think she's wanting to leave. And Salah has told her no. Because the thing that happened when she went to Qatar and came back, on one of the live streams, he was complaining about, well, you were there, you had your choice, and you came back early. And she looked at him and said, "Yeah, but who paid for it?" Well, it was paid for by the money she raised exploiting a special needs child online. And I think to kind of get back at him and to try and make people feel bad for her, she purposefully, on the first live stream, let slip the inside of the house. But I don't think it worked in her favor. First of all, they are completely renovating this house, which shows they have money. They did not have a TV because on one of the live streams, she said, "Let's watch movies. I want to watch movies." And Salah said, "Only if we get a big TV." Well, we now officially have a big TV. This place, actually, I think personally, it looks nicer than the place that they had in Kuwait. They are clearly living it up in Syria. But I think she was hoping that, first of all, that this would shame him, but that it would also make people feel sorry for her. And I think it's done the opposite. Um, and then I really want to look at how much she really kind of misjudges her audience, but also takes them for granted. Because I think this is something that a lot of our girls do. It's kind of like Amber. Amber's like, "Well, I don't need you. I don't need YouTube. So I'm going to take a month off. Who cares?" People have been asking her to suspend her memberships, and I don't know that she ever has. But they really just act like they can do whatever they want to their audience, pick them up, throw them back down when they're done, and that people are just going to keep showing up. And I don't think that's the case. So, I have her live stream up. I'm not going to mess with showing the live chat, because she has gone through and deleted a lot of the comments that kind of called her out for her behavior. Um, I'm gonna make me just a little bit bigger here, guys. Hold on. Okay. So she's deleted a lot of those chats, but I think it's very telling how she behaves and how she carries herself. And I think she is desperate because one of the things, um, let's get back. Okay, so this is 22 hours ago. We are sitting at just a little over 6,000 views. But if we go back, I should have had this pulled up already, guys. I am sorry. If we go back, we're going to look at some of her other live streams that she's done in Syria. This morning, she only got 3.4. This one got 6.2. But if we go back further, we have 8,000 here. We have 5.4 here. We have 8.3 here, 6.9. Her views are dropping drastically. And I think it has a lot to do with her being done. with her content, her behavior, especially after what she did with the little girl online, and then saying, well, if you donate to me privately for her, I will send you pictures. I will specifically send you pictures. In essence, she told her audience that if you will pay me, I will send you, like, she's, at the end of the day, no matter how I try to word it, no matter how it is said, she is selling pictures of this little girl online. It is what it is. We Everybody has done what they can, and it doesn't seem to be making a difference. That's why in my last video, I was saying, everybody go subscribe to all of the channels that cover Chantal and they cover Amber, because if we had a channel that had a really big platform behind them, or multiple channels that had a really big number of subscribers, I think YouTube would start to listen more. I think people saying things, it would carry a little bit more weight. We just don't have that on our side right now. So let's go ahead. I do have her at 1.5, and we're gonna see how far we get in this, because we all know I like to run my mouth, and sometimes I get carried away and just talk a little too long. So let's see what she has to say.
The heck? Anyways.
Like, I can't believe, like, this is how she starts it. Like, she does not care. People just sat through, what YouTube could put up there ended up being only about 3 minutes. It was longer than that. It was closer to like 10 or 15 minutes that she was trying to stream. And people in the comments were saying, are you serious? Are you telling us that we have to give you PayPal donations for you to even like start a live stream? Because that's kind of how it felt. And then we get the same thing. She is just sitting here staring at the camera, like, okay, show up in chat, entertain me. Let's do this. I mean, could you imagine if you clicked on one of my videos or somebody else's videos and we literally just sat and stared at the screen for 30 seconds, 45 seconds? Like, tell me that you don't care about your audience. Tell me that you aren't doing this for your audience. I I honestly am shocked that she's still getting the views that she's getting with the behavior that she's putting out.
Frig. I'm about to go, eggs. No, I'm just joking. Freaking internet, man. Like, I can't properly bees this way. And, like, if I don't bees, I'm freaking grumpy as hell, as you can tell. Like, what the hell? Hey, Barb. Thanks, Kate. Alcohol, Jasmine. Baby.
Okay. She is reading chat. She's rolling her eyes. People are already saying, why are we doing this? Why are you raising money? And the other thing that I've never understood is that she gets online and will start a live stream and then immediately turns her attention away from it. We're talking to Salah. We're messing with the cat. We want the cat to come and perform. Like, we really have no desire to keep our attention here unless we are hearing what we want to hear and we're being treated the way that we want to be treated.
For fall beesin'. Hey, punk rock, normal set. Well, that's why I had my PayPal up. Hey, Trixie. Becca. If anyone was thinking of supporting my channel, now's the time, because apparently we have it, Mike. My teardrop! There's my PayPal. Listen, if you go on big YouTuber channels, which one did I see? Walk with Tim. He gets hundreds of thousands of views. Hey, Natalie, Shauna. And cooling down, not during the day, really. He puts his PayPal, so I really want to do, goodbye. I really want to do, like, I want to travel.
Did you see that filter switch out? Like, that's a filter working. And she said that, he gets hundreds of thousands of views and he has his PayPal in his description. I went over and looked at this man's channel, and he is doing things like, I stayed in the most expensive Ritz hotel. I stayed in the most expensive hotel in Dubai. We're doing a 48-hour train ride across the country. Like, he is doing big, grand things. He is putting in the time, he is putting in the effort. And I am pretty sure that that man is taking the money that he is making on YouTube and then spending it on the content he is making. That's generally what you do when you are running a business. When you are on YouTube, you are your business. Um, so you really need to get it to where the content that you are putting out is supporting further content. That is how you continue to put into yourself. And I am saying this from the spot of somebody who used to create different content. I did Victorian content. I was hand sewing items. I was showing how they lived their lives. I own multiple pieces of like historical pieces from that era, showing what they were used for and why they were important to have. I also did Victorian cooking. That is expensive to do. Um, their recipes are very intricate. It is a lot of work. Some of the stuff you have to buy the ingredients to create the ingredient that you need, because I can no longer just go down to the market and buy mincemeat for mincemeat pies, which is, it's a blend of like syrup and nuts and stuff. I would have to go and get that, create the mincemeat, and then make my mincemeat pies. Um, and I wasn't monetized. I've never been monetized on YouTube. And I was only creating the content that I could afford to create. We are a single income household because I am a stay at home mom and a stay at home wife with health conditions. So when it got to the point that that content was no longer sustainable for me and my family, as much as I hated it, I stepped away from it, I rebranded, and I came back in a different fashion. And here we are. She cannot figure that out. And she thinks that these people just magically appeared one day and are getting hundreds of thousands of views and making these big grand videos. And that's not the case at all.
Travel for like fall, like to do some fall content. So if you want to see some travel bees and content for like, I don't know, I was thinking of going either to the USA or something like that. Hey Terry, maybe Canada. I don't know. That will support the, if you want to support the content, there you go. You don't have to, but if you want to. And yes, it's not a grift because if I raise enough, you'll see me doing the content, you know?
Okay, so it's only not a grift if I raise enough money. So if I ask my audience for $10,000 and you guys only send me $9,990, so I'm short what I need to make said content, does it then become a grift? And if it does become a grift, it is not my fault. It is your fault. You did not dig deep enough in your pockets to give me what I needed. So this is on you, not me. And so now I can do whatever I want with that money. I don't have to provide you with content. You should have tried harder. Truth hurts, guys. I know. But I said what I said, and it's the truth.
Hey Lurking, hey TNT. USAB. Becca in between. Is that what you changed your name to, Becca? Come to the UK. No, the price of like a huge gas tank to fill it with it's gas. I don't know if it's propane. I think it's just gas.
It's propane. You have a propane stove. That's what it is. I am shocked that she is using these different stoves and different, I mean, she's living in a completely different way and she is clueless about it and she doesn't even want to learn, which is scary because also learning and knowing about these things, like she could educate her audience on it, but it's also a safety thing. I mean, really.
That's why gas is expensive here. Hey Pandy. This is just leftover shisha. New England, Boston, Maine. UK is terrible. I know. Everyone here too. That's what Kuwait had nice gas prices, but embarrassed to ask to ask for support for my channel for content like every other YouTuber? No. Like you think that traveling and doing content it's time consuming and it takes money, you know?
Okay, and what you do, because the other people asking for support, um, it is generally them just putting a PayPal link in their description. And they put it there because they know that if you would like to support them, you will. If you're enjoying the content, you will support them. If you would like to. They are not sitting out here doing entire videos saying, send me money, send me money, send me money now. And the other thing is that every channel starts out small. Every channel starts out doing what they can do. If I wanted to turn this into a travel vlog and I wanted to be some great world traveler, I would start in my area. I would start in downtown OKC. I would start with our museums. I would start with our gardens. I would start with the native history that we have around here. And then once I ran out of that content, hey, I might drive down to Davis, Oklahoma and the Sulphur area and show you guys the Arbuckle Mountains and the stuff we have down there. I would drive to Tulsa and show you guys the center of the universe is in Tulsa. There are so many historical sites. I would do that. And as my channel, if my channel gained momentum, and I gained subscribers and and I could get monetized, the money that came in, then I might say, hey, you know what? Dallas is only 3 hours away. Let me drive down to Dallas and make content. Let me drive to New Mexico. Let me drive to Kansas. Let me go to Arkansas. And I would slowly grow it out. And then as your channel gets bigger, then it becomes, hey, I can plan a trip to Paris. I can plan a trip to London. You have to put forth the effort to get people to buy into what you are making so that they want to support you. And on top of it, we shouldn't have to be digging in our pockets for you to make content. That's not how this works. Your YouTube should become sustainable. Like the big travel channels, they are sustainable. They have the streams of income coming in so that they can afford it. I mean, do you guys think that Mr. Beast is doing live streams on his channel and saying, "Here's my PayPal, guys. Send me money for the next thing I do"? No, he's doing it off of what he creates himself. And then if people want to support him outside of that, they're welcome to. But he's not begging. That's not what's happening.
No? So that's it. Oops. That's why.
Those filters.
Well, I want to do like fall. Like I'd want to do like come to Salem for Halloween. I want to do like fall content, you know? I want to go somewhere for fall. So that's why. Salem would be cool. Loads of channels do it. Even ones with who like make loads of money, you know? Go to Salem. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to travel to go and do more content, you know? Okay, go look at Walk with Tim's channel. Look in his descriptions. He has his PayPal there.
He has his description there. I see plenty of YouTube channels that when you go and look at their descriptions, it has their PayPal listed, it has their Twitter listed, their Instagram. They give you multiple ways to support them, but they also realize that just subscribing is supporting them. Liking the video supports them. Commenting like it supports them. When you comment on somebody's YouTube video and you like the content, it shows YouTube that there is engagement there and people are excited about this content. When you are monetized, that helps determine what your AdSense is and how far out into the algorithm YouTube pushes you. A lot of this is that she's not making content that people want to support and she can't figure that out.
Or like support, you know, support my channel. Like loads of channels do it, you know? Habibi J. You're gonna be seeing my chubby finger out a lot. He's great. They won't put me in an ice camp. What? Why? No, it'll just be me. Yeah, I have been doing content here and I will still do content here. It's just Smoke Buddy's poetic. I'm decorating for fall. Yeah. Yeah, I still celebrate Halloween. I don't care. Hey, Jill.
I still celebrate Halloween. I don't care. So when she's saying fall content, what she is saying is that my religion has said that I should not be celebrating Halloween. So the area that I am in does not support Halloween at all. There's no Halloween decorations. I can't buy anything like that. And because I am irritated by it, I would like to leave so I can do the very thing that my religion says that I should not be doing. And she sits there and says, I don't care. While, by the way, she is lounging in a prayer gown. I have heard a few different people talk about the prayer gowns, and I've looked into it. This is supposed to be something that you throw on long enough to pray and then remove so that you can continue with your day. This is kind of considered like a special garment. It is meant for prayer. This is not the equivalent of sweats and a hoodie. You don't just throw this on to lounge around the house. That's not what this is. That is what she is doing while sitting here and saying, oh, I don't care that I'm not supposed to do Halloween. I'm going to do it anyways. And that's fine. It's her religion, it's her choice. The thing that irritates me, though, is that this is how she is representing that religion. And how many of her viewers are willing to go and look into this stuff and see what is or isn't allowed, or what Islam actually stands for, and what the requirements are to follow it. How many people are watching this and seeing, oh, well, this is what Islam is. This is how this religion works. It really doesn't matter. Like that, it infuriates me how she represents the Western world and how she represents her religion to the rest of the world. And I really don't understand how the people around her are okay with it, unless it's that they just don't realize it and they just don't know.
Holiday pay? Getting that holiday pay, Danielle. Hostage? No, it won't be just hotel, but there will be a lot of hotel bees in. Why not? No, I want to do like, I don't know yet. I have to really think about it. What do you guys think I should do? Like, if I were to travel in October, what should I do?
Okay, so we're asking for money and we don't even have a plan. And people are saying you're asking us for money so you can go to a hotel and just lay in the hotel. That's it. No, I'd give you content. That's not true. Because we have seen what travel content we get from you. You went to Doha and you literally stayed in the hotel and ate yourself sick. Like literally sick. The last time she went to Thailand by herself, we just got her in a hotel pooping herself multiple times. The most we got was 7-Eleven and a lot of gray hot dogs. That's it. The time before that, when she went to Thailand and she was there with Salah, we did get a little bit of couples content, but on the whole, most of the travel vlogging that we got was done by Salah when he took the camera and did it himself. Kuwait could have been considered traveling since she says that she never lived there. We didn't get a whole lot except fast food restaurants and the beach occasionally. When she went home to Canada for these 2 or 3 weeks between Kuwait and Syria, that could have been considered traveling, and she could have gone around and shown us all sorts of different things in Canada. Instead, we got her in her apartment or in her car parked at parks close enough to the bathroom so she could run for it when she needed to. We know what kind of content we're going to get, and she really hasn't done anything to inspire any confidence in her audience in supporting her in travel content.
Thanks, Lurking. People would send him a penny. I've had people do that. Whatever. It adds up. Do a hayride. Yeah, I miss hayrides. I miss, you know, Salem. Gettysburg. I could rent a car and just like travel around different spooky areas in the US. I don't know. Japan. Maybe Japan, if I raised enough, I'd need to raise probably like $5,000.
Japan, she would be an absolute freak show. Absolute freak show. They stare there. They do not mince words. They would say what they think what they thought. And on top of it, saying that she would only need $5,000 to go and vacation in Japan, I think shows kind of just how out of touch with reality she is. Because Foodie has pretty much stayed, I mean, she went to Cuba. It's a fairly cheap place to travel to. And then she generally stays in the Middle East, which is also when you're looking at vacationing, those are the cheaper areas for you to go. I don't think that she really has any clue what is going on in the world when it comes to money and the economy. And that's apparent because she's asking people to provide her with money for her to vacation when how many people in her audience are affording their own vacations? How many people are, living comfortably after paying their bills? I know multiple people who have a two-income household and they are struggling just to make it month to month. She's clueless.
Haunted house bees? Yeah. You think my husband is rich? He just bought a car. Like,
You say that your husband is rich. He is this very successful businessman. You pay for nothing. You need nothing. And if that's the case, why are you on here? And on top of it, I find it completely disrespectful to Salah for her to be on here doing this. But I felt the same way in Kuwait when she would get online and say, well, you guys need to sponsor my dinners. You need to sponsor my mukbangs. And with her husband in chat, other men like Anime Sucks was funding her eating. Like, oh, your man can't take care of you? Let me take care of you. Like, I feel like if I came on here, my husband works very hard for every penny that we have, and I work very hard to stretch that money as far as I possibly can. Um, and are we amazingly wealthy? No, but we live, and we consider ourselves very lucky to live the life that we are living. And I think it would be very disrespectful to my husband and to the work that he puts in for me to come on here and say, guys, I want to go on vacation, but you know what? My man, he just can't afford it. So I need other people to step up and take care of me as the princess that I feel that I am. Like, I would think that Salah would be embarrassed and ashamed that this was happening, especially coming from a culture where it is the duty of the man to take care of the family and to take care of his wife and fully support it. It is disrespectful. I feel it is disrespectful all the way around to the culture, but also to Salah, and to everything that she tries to portray him to be.
we're not rich people. I'm trying to, raise money to make more content for you guys and travel content. Get that started. Thank you, Jewel.
Why are we just now getting it started? She bragged when she was in the villa that she was making between $10,000 and $20,000 a month. Why did we not start our travel content then? Why were we not putting that money up? What do you have to show for all of that money that you made? I, now that you have blown through all of that money and earned an amount of money that most people will never earn in a month, now you are expecting everybody else, the majority of people who have normal 9 to 5 jobs, to fund you to lay around on a couch and eat. I mean, you have gained weight in a country that is experiencing civil war and there are food shortages. Make it make sense, please.
Oh, haunted hotel. Maybe I could go to Colorado and stay at the Shining Hotel. I don't know. Maybe I can go to Disneyland or Halloween Horror Nights. It'll be stressful, but that'll be the content. Have a Halloween party?
Okay, she thinks that she is going to go to Disney. We looked at Disney a couple of years ago, and realized we could not afford it on a single income. For us to go and take the kids, between flight, hotel, tickets into Disney, and then getting a Disney meal plan so that everybody could eat because, that's a necessity. It was going to cost us a little over $10,000. That is not doable. And she's sitting on here joking about having her audience send her to Disney. I I don't think that she actually has a clue the worth of a dollar at all.
Do I remember Lazy? Can you ask Lazy if he can pay for my trip somewhere if I go, if I go on his channel? J-Dan, welcome to Ruby's Recipes! Thank you! Hey, joining my Beezers ships is a way to support my channel. The Shining Hotel would be cool. Six Flags? Hey, Jacqueline. I'm not going to La Ronde. Oh my gosh, they have the most pathetic haunted houses. Yeah, we're okay, Tan Girl. Hey, casual vlogger! Tanya. Universal Studios in Orlando. You meet me there? That would be cool. And an earthquake in Afghanistan? What? I didn't hear about that. Really, bro? That's awful. Oh, the haunted house is bad. Maybe it's... Oh! You're thinking of the original haunted house at La Ronde with the big dragon? Yeah, that one's pretty cool. No, he won't be able to go. He's really busy with stuff here.
Have you ever noticed that any time that she says Salog can't travel or that he can't go, she always has to look away from the camera? We can't be honest about it because the truth of the matter is that Salog cannot leave Syria. And if she admits that Salah cannot leave Syria, he can't even go back to Kuwait. She has to admit that her behavior in Kuwait got him removed. It got both of them removed. Like, he lost everything because of her behavior. Her behavior of asking for money. Like, Islam is all about being independent and being resourceful, and you are not supposed to be begging for money. Like, you should not be asking for money unless it is a dire situation. And yet again, she is going against what her religion says. Her religion that she chose to be a part of. And she's just, whatever, guys, it doesn't matter. It's between me and my God. That's not how this works. But she can't, if she admitted that Salah can't leave, she would have to admit that it was her behavior that caused this issue. And then the lies would disappear completely. Oh, we're in Syria because we wanted to be. No, you're in Syria because you're forced to be, because of your behavior, which you are continuing to do.
Well, I want to be on YouTube, yeah. I want to do really, good content and, travel around, UK is a place... Yep. How long I go for will depend on how much I raise, I guess. Hey, Belle? Carolina. Well, it depends if I can raise the funds. Hey, CP! No, you don't get to. I'm spending that money on the video. Oh, you mean from the video? No! Go to McCamey Manor Teardrop. I would never. I think that guy's a friggin' weirdo creep. The guy with the teeth this long? Or no, wait, there's something weird about his face. I can't quite place it.
Okay, so Teardrop says go to McCamey Manor. I thought Teardrop was her friend. I would not suggest any of my friends take part in McCamey Manor. And then she says, no, I would never go there. So clearly Chantal knows what it is. And then her only hang up on it is that the guy's a little weird. I don't know if you guys know what McCamey Manor is. All it costs to get in is a bag of dog food, or it did when it was open. And you signed a waiver saying that they could do anything that they wanted to you. Anything. And these people would then come and kidnap you and do the most awful things to people. I mean, they have had multiple lawsuits against them. And this man was running this haunted attraction, which isn't actually haunted. He was using it as a front for him to be able to, in his mind, legally torture people. People would get there and realize that it wasn't what they thought, and even though they would use their safe words, it did not matter. It continued. And the whole appeal of it was that if you could last a certain time frame, you won $10,000. The treatment that these people suffered is so horrendous that nobody ever won the $10,000. It came out that it was a scam at the end of the day. And there was no $10,000. And he would purposefully, if you held on long enough that you were getting close to winning, he would purposefully make the torture so unbearable that you had no choice but to stop. And then he would honor safe words. Um, I mean, it's really horrendous. And the fact that Teardrop is suggesting she goes, I think says a lot about Teardrop. But then it says even more about Chantal, that the only problem that she has with McCamey Manor is that the guy's a little weird. Something about his face bothers me. I I've watched a lot of horror. I've watched a lot of gore horror in my life. And even sitting through documentaries on McCamey Manor, it was hard for me to sit through. And this is something that I consume that kind of stuff a lot, and I could barely do it. So the fact that the only issue she has is his face is weird, I tell me you're evil without telling me you're evil.
Anyway, I don't like him for some reason. Wasn't he outed as being a creep? Get a side job? Hey Melanie. Well, I still wouldn't be able to travel. You can't travel if you have a normal job. You have to wait for a year for 2 weeks vacation. Like, I want a bees, man. For a year for 2 weeks vacation. Like, I want a bees, man. Okay, what kind of videos could I do to raise like money? Rolling down a hill. Money. Rolling down a hill. I don't know. Hey, Hidden Sapphire. Anyway. I don't know if I'll go to the States. Maybe Canada, maybe... I don't know. This is the best internet. The extra teacups. You like seeing the ruins? More content with Salah. Yeah,
I don't know that she would be allowed in the States.
I mean, just take my medicine. Anyways, I'll die trying. Come see the people! Come, Julia! Yeah, Jan. I don't know, Carolina. You know.
Is that fireworks or something else? And the fact that she's just sitting so calmly, like, she thinks that she is 100% safe no matter what, because of who she is and who her husband is.
She's graveyard round too? She's not underfed. Get out of here. What the hell? Making fun of Julia? It's fireworks. People only here doing only feats. No, if you don't have money, obviously. Then no, don't worry about it. I'm not going down that hill ever again. Actually, because...
Okay, she said, I'm never going down that hill again, actually, talking about her nature adventure that she had. But just a couple live streams ago, somebody said, we wish you would have showed us going back up the hill. We wish you would have walked over closer to the waterfall. Oh yes, I'll go back and I'll do it again. I'll do better content on it. We just weren't there for very long. Like, she's already made promises on improving content, and we are now walking back those promises. Like, we can't even get her to make good content in Syria where she's at, where she has tons, and she's technically traveling there. This is prime opportunity to show us what kind of a travel vlogger you could be, and we're on a couch.
They wanted to go to a another nature thing today, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like going downhill today, so yes, I will do really good content. Obviously. Depends where I go and what I raise. Imagine I raised enough money to go to, like, I don't know. I know, Carolina. Sounds like a washing machine. You know, I'd have better internet too to do a lot of like in real life stuff. I don't know. Just better content, I guess. For the fall Halloween era. We'll do a lot more here. Cuba. No, anything but Cuba, man. Maybe a cruise, not a cruise. Hmm. Poetic.
Could you imagine Chantal stuck on a cruise for a week, 2 weeks, and all the access to the buffets that she would have? Like, that would be insane.
Rolling down the hill. Yeah, the fireworks are every night. You know. Beauty Halloween cruise. Yeah, maybe like Salem, Massachusetts, or. I really want to go to Disney. I'd be traveling alone if I go to the U.S. Obviously. The poopy cruise. Oh my! And imagine with my issues, I'd be triple fisting the Life brand Cornwall Halloween. Yeah, maybe I could do that.
She's been talking about Disney for a few streams now and wanting to go and asking Salah if he's ever been or ever wanted to go. And I think at the end of the day, that's what she's aiming for. She is aiming for either Disney or like Universal Studios. And she feels like she is entitled to go. She feels like she is entitled for it to be paid by somebody else. And she does not realize that even in the States, that is a bit of a luxury. It's more than a bit. It is a luxury for people to be able to go and do that. There are tons of people in the States who never ever go to Disney World or Disneyland because they can't afford it, because it is such a luxury and it requires so much to get there.
I would rent a scooter if I go to Disneyland. Duh. Hi, I post. Not right away, chaos. Walk with Tim does great videos. He edits and works hard. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Like, are my vlogs like sort of decent? You know, like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make good vlogs for you guys. You know, so that's what I'm asking for support, just to get started and like do some Halloween content or some better content. Like not just stay in one place, but like to travel and get it going. You know, and then maybe with what I earn from that, I can keep traveling.
Okay, first of all, I think practice where you're at. Practice your editing. Practice doing voiceovers. Practice actually studying about the places that you are covering. Um, Start there because then that might inspire some more confidence. I think the other thing is it doesn't make anybody really want to support you at all if you are literally showing up and saying, guys, I'm raising money for content. What we do depends on how much you give me. Once I have that, then I might make a plan. I think this would be the perfect time for you to say, guys, I would really like to start doing more travel vlogs. I would like to travel to northern Syria to see this specific site, but it's going to cost us $60 in gas to get there. We're going to have to get a hotel that's going to be $200 for a night. We're going to have to eat. So, we are really looking at this amount, and this is the content you're going to get from it. I think maybe then some of her Beezers might be more likely to support that, but then again, maybe not. She came out with a very clear plan for what she was going to do for that little girl and provide the receipts and everything else, and we've got nothing except you can now get pictures of her if you buy them through PayPal.
So thank you, Miss Casual Vlogger Lily. I know they can be better, but that's okay. Time spoken. If you guys can, I'm not. You know, I'm just saying. Come to Belgium. Foodie cruise. Yes, I can. You like the history of vlogs? I'm not a huge history person, but that was really fun for me. You know. Go book Carnival. You'll pay for the ticket. Where, Lily? Go back to Canada. Get your health sorted out. No throwing shade. Just realistic suggestion. My favorite one was this place. Oh, the arena. Yeah. Thank you. Mahaba Ultra What? Thanks, Jan. Hello, Lauren. Start a GoFundMe. I'm scared to do those. Germany with Nor. Yeah, even you guys watch.
She's scared to do a GoFundMe though, because with GoFundMe, if I started a GoFundMe tomorrow and I said that, this GoFundMe is for me to travel to the moon, and I need you guys to get behind me and support me for it. And you guys are gracious enough and kind enough to send me those donations. If I reach my goal and I withdraw that money from my GoFundMe, and then I do not fulfill those expectations, everybody can then file complaints with GoFundMe, and GoFundMe can come after me. And then I would have to make right what I did wrong. Foodie is very much under the impression that once somebody sends her money through PayPal, it's hers to do with whatever she wants to do with it, and it's your fault for being stupid enough for sending it through PayPal. That is why she doesn't want to do a GoFundMe, because she doesn't want to have the accountability that comes with a business like GoFundMe looking at her and saying, okay, you've raised the money, you have to provide it now. You have to have the follow through. She doesn't want accountability like that because she wants to be able to say, you guys were $5 short, so I get to do what I want to do now.
Watching or, you know, whatever you do is supportive, you know? Okay, thanks for the feedback, Dainty. You know? Go to Belgium and go up the Belfort. Okay, well, I'll look into it. I don't know about Belgium, though. Really? What bacon? Atlantis beef? Hey, a cruise? I don't know. Germanor. People abuse GoFundMe. Yeah. England and UK. Belgium is amazing. Amsterdam bees. I like Canada for all the cornfields and everything and the. How do you get your names back? I don't even know. No. Mexico? Hey, Squiddy. Go to Russia? Don't do a cruise. What? Really, YouTube lover? There's a lot more like history background on the theater, but I didn't even understand some of it. Like I don't know anything about the Byzantine and Nabatean eras, you know?
So you read, you study. I have also found out that if I don't fully understand something that I am reading, one of my favorite resources, honestly, when I was doing Victorian footage, was I would read these history books and I would read recipes and stuff, and I would be like, I am clueless. I am a modern girl obsessed with an era that I do not fully understand. And so I would go and I would watch videos and documentaries put out by the English Heritage Society, and they have professional historians that sit there and they do these deep, in-depth, long, amazing documentaries on these things, and they explain it in such a way that if you're not understanding it from a history book or from a recipe or a pattern, you can walk away having full knowledge of it. But it takes time, it takes effort, and she's not willing to do those things. If it doesn't come easy and fast, she doesn't want it.
How much money do I want to raise? It depends where I go, I guess. I have to figure out. I'm just like trying to get ideas from you guys, like what content you would want to see if I were to travel in October and do like a tour. Would you want like should I rent a car and like do like Route 66, like Halloween tour, like Salem, Canada? Like what should I do? You know, stay at skeevy hotels and bees. I don't know. Try different like local foods, stuff like that with like 5G internet. I'm not sure, man. Don't know. I want ice cream. Should I ask for Stella for ice cream? Remember we got in a fight over ice cream? Canada's so beautiful in the fall. Cuba! Why Cuba again? No way. Imagine going there with a hijab. Ugh, bad memories. I don't want to go back there. Go to Salem, Alta Lamb Street. Universal Studios. Yes. Well, yeah, if I raised enough money, come to New York City. Oh, New York City. I would definitely, yeah, I would definitely do that, you know? Like, I would definitely go on the trip. That would be the proof, you know? But yeah.
I would go on the trip, that would be the proof. So what do you consider the trip? Is the trip that I got on a plane and I landed in New York City, boom, I'm there, I did it. So I have fulfilled all requirements at that point? Or are we going to travel around and see all the sites? Are we gonna walk through Central Park? Are we gonna, go see the Empire State Building? Are we gonna go to you know, well, she probably would go to a New York hot dog stand. Um, are we going to go to the museums that are there? Are we going to go to Wall Street? Like, what part of the trip would be proof are we talking about here?
The creepy Halloween ice cream place? No, you don't get to pick your ice cream. Yeah, I think I don't need to walk for content. I can get a scooter. Like, what does it matter?
Not every place is scooter friendly. Is it scooter doable? Yes. Are they scooter friendly and it's easy? Not necessarily. I would think that New York on a scooter would be insanely difficult, especially for someone who gets as angry and frustrated as she does.
You really want me to walk? I mean, I will walk, obviously. Like, you know, I have a GoPro. I will walk. But if I'm going to Disney, I'd probably scooter bees, honestly. No, I don't have to leave Syria, but I want it. That's my dream is to do like travel content. I know I have to get better at editing and stuff, but everyone starts somewhere.
Okay, Disney is, I just realized Disney is her ideal. And Disney is her ideal because it is food, it is entertainment, and she can just scooter around and lounge while being in a very comfortable luxury hotel. Disney has everything she's ever wanted, and that's why we're aiming for it.
You really want me to walk? No, because I wobble with the camera. I think that the scooter is like smooth. Scooters are expensive to rent. Well, that's why I have my PayPal here. I love my scooter. Couldn't do anything without it.
Wow, the nerve. Scooters are expensive to rent. Yep, I know. Everything I want to do is expensive. That's why my PayPal is here. Just saying.
I know. I know. A stabilizer. Tucson, Arizona. Oh, cool. I'm scared of haunted houses. You think I could? Don't think you could handle? What about Florida in the fall and winter? Is it better? Saw and I travel together. She's going to Malaysia, but I don't think they have Halloween stuff. Melanie, motorbike down Route 66 with a leather jacket and a Cuban cigar. Maybe I can do really long live streams. I would go somewhere hot if there's AC. In Florida, there's AC. I would love to stay in a Mickey Mouse hotel, but they're too expensive. I could do a poll, yeah. Hurricane. Oh no, I don't want to be in a hurricane. Oh my gosh. Gettysburg. Did you ever see the Unsolved Mysteries episode with all the ghosts?
Why didn't she do Disney content when she was making all of her money in the villa? Why did she not pay for her and Pete's to load up and go to Disney for a week? Like, why did we not fulfill that dream then? Why are we waiting now? I think she figured out that she could ask people for money and she would get it. She doesn't realize, though, that she has burnt so many bridges that people are not going to give it to her. And she has worn this game plan out. And I think it shows extremely how it shows how selfish she is, how entitled she is, but it also shows you how she views her audience. Her audience is not here for her to share life with. It's not here for her to build a community with. They are there to entertain her, which is weird because she's the one supposed to be entertaining us. But they are also there to support the lifestyle that she wants to have and that she thinks that she should have. Like, they are there to be used as a tool, and that is it. Her audience is a commodity at the end of the day.
Ghosts? Hey, Michelle. The Civil War ghosts? Apparently there was a guy sitting on a rock. They were doing a reenactment. Thanks, Fandy. My internet really sucks. I know. Which country has Nashies? No, I mean, like, you can at least, ECP, like, you can at least go back to the AC when you need to. And most buildings have AC. What? It's expensive to rent a scooter. Oh well. Visit Mexico? Silver? Anyways, it depends how much I raise where I go. The content wouldn't disappoint. If you like, kind of old school kind of style. Hey, Deborah! You would get me a lot more. I'd have better internet. In Malaysia? Malaysia's actually not that expensive. Somewhere like the US would be more. No, I can do stuff. If I can walk around an airport, I can walk around anywhere, really. You just have to sit and take breaks, that's all. Old school is great. Not really.
Okay. If I can walk around an airport, I can walk around anywhere. Um, Speaking from experience, my dad could walk. He could get around. However, every 15, 20 feet, we had to stop so he could breathe and catch his breath. If we happened to find a bench, we had to sit for 5 or 10 minutes. So, walking from a vehicle, the last time that I saw my father, um, he parked in a handicap spot and walked to the front door of a restaurant. We were having lunch with him for Thanksgiving that year. And you guys know in general how close a handicap spot is to the front door of a business. It took my dad 20 minutes to walk from the car to the door. So, could he walk? Yes. He could walk, he could get around, he managed to do the things that he really desired to do and that he wanted to do. However, the length of time that it took made it hard for anything else to happen outside of walking from point A to point B and eating. That is where she's getting very quickly, and there is not content in that. There's just not at the end of the day. Um, and I really think all of our girls need to start taking their health seriously, because at some point, even if they still have an audience that's watching, there's going to be no content to make because they physically can't.
Really go see. I have to figure out where I'm gonna go first and figure out how much it is and uh, you know, haha. You're quick on the draw. Miss the old school content. Malaysia. Well, we probably will still go there, but I want to do something Halloweeny. Really, bro? Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, so that's what it comes down to. I think that sums it all up, is that she is married to a man that belongs to a religion that she chose to be a part of so she could be with that man. And that religion does not allow her to do the things that she wants to do or how she wants to do them. So she will go and be with him in the country that he is in, and play house and play at being a part of this religion until it no longer suits her or fits her desires. Once that occurs, we're going to leave. And I'm going to go do my own thing over here. And then when I come back, I will once again pretend to take on the role of a pious Muslim wife, living in a Muslim country. Um, I'm really shocked at her behavior, and I'm shocked at how she has treated her chat, um, and how she seems to think that everybody is required to support her lifestyle. She says, yes, if you can't afford it, don't. But if that was the case, you would be sitting here putting out decent content, and people would be supporting you because they wanted to support the content. Um, so we got about we got about halfway through it. I'm not gonna, after this, about 5 more minutes, she realizes that she's not getting anywhere with chat. And then we just start complaining in general about food, internet, which is the thing we always hear all the time. I just wanted to make sure that we could hear the part about needing money and vacation and why we were needing to vacation, because I think it's important. I realize plenty of other people have covered this. However, she is working very hard to get all of the coverage taken down as fast as she can. And so I feel like it needs to be covered by everybody, because thankfully there's enough reaction channels. I don't know that she could take us all down. So if enough of us cover it, eventually that information's going to get out there. So thanks for hanging out with me, and sitting through this and listening to me run my mouth. I'm going to remind you guys that you need to be good and behave yourselves. But if you can't, maybe be inspired by our girl Chantal here. Do it right and make me proud, and then post it on the internet so we can all talk about it later. Bye, guys.